The Titanic sinking occurred 100 years ago, but we're still fascinated about this tragic maiden voyage. It's a tale of the hubris of the industrial age, but it was still an amazing feat of engineering. We visited the Titanic Belfast permanent exhibit and speak to the descendants of those who worked on its construction.
My great-grandfather is a bit unique in Titanic's story because he not only helped to build the engines for Titanic here in Belfast, but he also sailed as one of the White Star crew. So he crosses over from Harland and Wolff to White Star. He was an assistant deck engineer, and his plan was that he was sailing to America to make his home in New York City.
My grandfather started work in the shipyard in May 1909, and he started as an apprentice riveter. He held that job when he was finished with his apprenticeship, and he held it up to 1960.
When my great-grandfather left Belfast on the 2nd of April 1912, he said goodbye to his two children, and each of them was given two 1912 pennies with the instructions not to spend them until the family was all together again. And my grandfather remembers having these in his hand as he watched Titanic sail out of Belfast Lough. And then when the news came back about what had happened to Titanic and the unfortunate demise of his father, Tommy, my grandfather remembered those instructions, and he kept the two pennies all of his life as a memory of his father, and we still have them.
There was a great deal learned. There was the double skin was put higher up in the hull. The radio operators had to do a 24-hour watch duty instead of just day duty as it was before. And of course, one of the most important was the lifeboat. They had to have 100% coverage for passengers and crew on all ships afterwards. And another important factor was the ice patrol in the North Atlantic, which the US Coast Guard are responsible for and still have today as well.
It is amazing, I suppose, that the world is still so obsessed with Titanic's story even a century on. But I guess it's just to do with the richness of the story itself, the fact that the biggest ship in the world on its maiden voyage encounters something that nobody foresaw, and rich and poor across the class system are left in peril, and so many people died.